While watching the Lego Movie 2, we couldn't blame you if you couldn't stop dancing in your seat. But while you were busy trying desperately not to get that song stuck in your head, you know the one, we were keeping track of all the references and Easter eggs. Don't worry, we'll go over some of the funny and topical references that you might have missed over the course of the movie.
Emmet, not everything is, oh, this is awesome!
While watching the Lego Movie 2, the second part, hey, that was a Lego joke. They got us already. Anyway, we couldn't help but notice all of the pop culture references during the movie. We've all heard of Legos, but what are Duplo blocks? If you don't have any kids in your life, because hey, Legos are for adults too, don't worry, we'll fill you in. They're bulkier, easy to use Lego toys created for toddlers and younger kids to play with. Right off the bat, we saw the door leading the basement surrounded by what looked like outer space. It was kind of reminiscent of the Twilight Zone, and a world where Legos are sentient makes it all the more fitting. But that was off the screen almost as quickly as it appeared, and then we were back to cracking jokes about the Justice League and the Green Lantern.
I'm literally a lantern. How did you miss me?
The only way this could have been better would be if Ryan Reynolds voiced the character. The Justice League claims they're going to work together, except for Batman, who is off doing his own thing. Clearly a reference to the famously terrible Justice League movie, which was so bad even Batman couldn't have saved it. Yes, Batman was in the live-action movie, but we all know he does his best work on his own terms. But that wasn't the only superhero reference in the movie. In a time of trouble, the heroes talked about only having access to DC's superheroes because Marvel wouldn't return their calls. We think those heroes are probably a little bit busy filming Avengers Endgame, well, those who were still around after Infinity War. When our DC heroes fail to save the day, we see a dystopian Lego town featuring a busted-up Statue of Liberty. This was definitely a reference to another great cinematic classic, Planet of the Apes. You blew it up, you darn dirty Duplo blocks.
We are from the planet Duplo, and we are here to destroy you.
But even that isn't enough to dampen Emmet's spirits, and we see him listening to a song called Tween Dream, which we are going to go ahead and assume it's a parody of the famous Katy Perry song Teenage Dream. If Tween Dream is anywhere near as catchy as the original, we don't blame Emmet for listening to it in the face of the mom-popacalypse. The sewer babies have adjusted way better to the state of things, and we see them crawling around a sewer grate. But you might have missed what they're carrying. That definitely reminded us of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. We suppose those guys also started out as little sewer turtle babies? Remember the Twilight Zone-like shot we saw of the door? Later on, we learned it's called the Stairgate, which is a pretty obvious sci-fi reference to the popular Stargate franchise. A Stargate is a circular portal which allows people and things to travel from one Stargate to another. It's your standard sci-fi teleportation device, capable of transmitting things long distances in the vastness of space. And in the movie, the Stairgate actually functions pretty similarly for all intents and purposes. Another popular series with a special heart in the place of many fans is Mad Max. And if you're a fan of the series, we're sure you saw the super obvious similarities between scenes in the Lego Movie 2 and Mad Max Fury Road. All it was missing was a bunch of characters screaming out water. We also see tons of cameos featuring pop culture characters like Harley Quinn.
That's a suicide mission!
A clear reference to her movie Suicide Squad. Later on, Lucy encounters Bruce Willis, who she later sees crawling through the air ducts. Hopefully you got that reference too. It's one of the best Christmas movies of all time, Die Hard. And yes, that's really Bruce Willis doing the voice. Yippee-ki-yay, Lego fans! And of course, there's Rex Dangervest, who both looked and sounded awfully familiar. Of course, we know he was voiced by Chris Pratt, and man, there are references aplenty. He talked about trading in his baby face for chiseled cheekbones, referencing Chris's dramatic transformation from Andy Dwyer to Star-Lord. There are raptors all over the place, like the ones he trained in Jurassic Park, with Rex preferring 3 of them in particular. Oh, and who could forget when he talks about the hearing loss he sustained from listening to his mixtape too loudly, a clear nod to the Guardians of the Galaxy franchise. Later on, we hear Rex give the order to crank things up to 11, which is an expression hailing from the classic 80s movie, This Is Spinal Tap. That one never gets old. Also, some of his raptors were named after movie characters from that era. These include Ripley from Allen, Rocky from, well, Rocky, and Connor, which is probably a reference to Sarah or John Connor from The Terminator. We also got to hear about various Batmans, including the Michael Keaton and Adam West versions.
Batman is a permanent bachelor.
When Emmet and Rex look at a light post, it looks like something straight out of the Chronicles of Narnia. After that, the way the streetlights illuminate looks like the scene from Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone when Dumbledore uses the Deluminator. While Rex and Emmet are trying to escape, they're overcome by dancing and singing characters, among whom are the cast of The Wizard of Oz. Now for this last reference, you're going to have to think all the way back to the first Lego movie. We know it was a long time ago, but who could forget everyone's favorite television show, Where Are My Pants? We know even the formerly evil President Business likes that show, and his voice actor is Will Ferrell, who plays the man upstairs. At the end of the Lego Movie 2, we hear the man upstairs asking his wife where his pants are. Ah, life imitates art. We know we just threw a ton of references at you, but there are definitely more out there. Did you happen to catch any fun references during the Lego Movie 2 that we missed? If so, make sure to tell us about them in the comment section, and we'll make sure to try to catch them at the rewatch. Don't forget to click on subscribe for more videos from The Things, and we'll see you next time.